What can I say? We all wish we could make money easily in the stock market. I can't lie, there's a lot of things I can do with that money. Boy can dream. Obviously, I'm talking about helping out the family and friends, not just splashing it all out on like cars, fast cars, preferably Aston Martin. But exactly how would this dream stock look like, guys? This week's video, I'm going to tell you about the characteristics my dream stock would possess if it was to exist. But more importantly, whether it's actually achievable, guys, because that's the key question. There's no point of dreaming if you can't actually get what you're dreaming for. Word. I feel like I should put this in the song.
You know what you're watching. DS Learning Finance. Whoa.
Straight off the bat, guys, I want my dream stock to pay out a hefty dividend to be able to cover the initial investment I put into buying those stocks and also give me a nice profit year after year, guys. That's what my dream stock would have. But we all know, as much as this sounds great, what stock actually does this, what stock actually has enough profit to cover their costs, your costs as well of invested in them, and also give you a nice hefty profit. Yeah, what stock do you know can do that? If you do know a stock though, guys, yeah, make sure to holler at your boy DSLN Finance, because I haven't seen a stock like that. So if you do find one, don't keep it a secret, let me know. Like, to have a stock to be able to give out such a hefty dividend, it's not sustainable, and quite rightfully so. Even if a stock was able to do this, let's say it was able to do this, you couldn't expect this year after year, guys. Like, you can't expect that. That stock just wouldn't be able to last long before the debt collectors come knocking on the door. I would basically have to hop from stock to stock for the rest of my investment life, guys. Hop from stock to stock to stock to stock. Rest of my investment life, guys. Yeah, it's just huge sums of money leaving that company. It's not sustainable. But that's what my dream stock would have. What would a realistic stock have? Well, instead of having obviously a hefty dividend, what I want is a decent dividend, but more importantly, increasing. I want to see growth, guys. And that's a really, really good sign that the company is growing, because they're able to increase the amount of money that they're giving out to people year after year. Quite often you find that companies that give the biggest dividends, they can't keep it, guys. They can't sustain it. And it's because they've just done it as a one yearly thing. So it's a one-time thing to maybe attract other investors. It's not sustainable. It's not a sort of model that they want to keep going forward for like 10 years plus. No, that's not what they want to do. Instead, what you want is a company that is reliable, a company that you can bank on, and a company that can just be consistent with you, which is the most important thing in a realistic stock, not a dream stock. Another big characteristic I want my dream stock to have is the share price rising consistently. And yeah, we both know that ain't realistic, guys. Even the best of stocks, guys, have their dips. And it's very much needed, because if you wanted to enter that stock, how would you be able to enter if it's just continually rising? You wouldn't be able to time your orders as well as if there was a dip. I can't lie, this characteristic is just as bad as the dividend one previously mentioned. But the point is to show you guys what dreams you may have for your stock and what's actually achievable. Another trait I would want my stock to have is to actually be a hidden gem in the stock market. In my opinion, there's no better way to get the most value out of a stock than be able to spot it early on. Woo, reach! But if you compare this point to the last characteristic, it's very contradicting when you think about it. You can't have a dream stock share price constantly rising without it being a popular stock. It has to be known in the stock market, guys. And you also can't expect to have a good stock going under the radar and not expect to have erratic price movement when compared to this steady share price rise that you expect. The two just, it doesn't marry well together, guys. And that's what I want to sort of reiterate, guys. This dream stock, these characteristics that you want your dream stock to have How achievable are they? Most of the majority of the time, they're not achievable. I personally actually enjoy finding hidden gems in the stock market. So that aspect of having a dream stock like that characteristic is what I look for in my stocks, and I can very much get it. Because I know that I can see the value in that stock, even when most other investors haven't even considered that stock. But are you actually willing to wait for it? That's the most important part. So, you've got this dream stock that is somehow able to pay your weight in gold in terms of dividends, has the share price consistently rising, and basically yet still manages to go under the radar unnoticed in the stock market. Yeah, I know, guys. This is outrageous, ain't it? Ain't gonna happen. But let's say we did. Let's say in some way this was possible, yeah? One of the things I could see bringing this dream stock all the way down is its competition. So competitors will be able to see what that dream stock is doing well, take it for themselves, recreate it, reshift it, rejig it and whatnot, and make it their own and rebrand it basically. So competition is a big factor that can play into this. So what I would want my dream stock to have is effectively no competition. But how ridiculous does that sound, guys? We all know this ain't gonna happen, people. When you get rid of one competitor, there's probably like 10 more that pops up. And in certain parts of the world, not gonna name names, yeah. You guys know if you know. Yeah. You probably have 100 pop up. Competitors come from all directions, and it's something you've got to deal with. And when you think about it, competition is actually good because it forces companies to constantly push themselves, to constantly try and go the extra mile for their customers. And you want that as an investor because you want to know that your company is offering a good service or product and such your product. So it's important that your company is constantly pushing itself. Without competition there, I guarantee you guys, the companies wouldn't be as good as they are with their competitors there. For me personally, I can relate because I had a friend who I used to sit next to in sixth form. I was doing good in sixth form, but I made sure to make this guy my friend. Sorry, bro, I used you. But yeah, like I made sure to make him my friend because I knew he was really smart. And even though he was getting like 90 plus grades in the exams, in the tests and whatnot, I was getting like 70. Eventually, over time, by sitting next to him, I was starting to compete with him. So he may get 95 once, then the next round I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to top you, I'm going to get 96. And it's that competitive edge that companies will constantly want to win over their competitors, which ultimately means a more better company in the long run. As mentioned, having a company with no competition is just unrealistic, and it's also not good for the company. But what can we do to compromise this in a realistic stock? And one of the things I actually look for in a stock that I invest in is it a market leader? Is it able to dominate its market? Is it able to outcompete its competitors? Is it able to even take over and merge with its competitors? JD Sports Fashion, which is actually one of the stocks I own shares in, is notorious for doing this, guys. They bought Finish Line, they've bought Pretty Green, and they're looking to even get Foot Asylum. All three of these companies are in direct competition with it, guys. But yet, JD Sports is looking to make it their own. And that's what you should want in your realistic stock, not dream stock. You should want your realistic stock to be able to see its competitors and be able to take it. It's there for the taking, guys. All in all, I hope you guys have gotten a general gist of this video. A dream stock doesn't exist, people. But there are traits that I will take from a dream stock and I would have every right to look for in a realistic stock, such as I want to see consistent growth from year after year in terms of profit and revenues. I want the share price to gradually rise over a period amount of time and still be fairly unnoticed in the market. And also I want my stock to be leading the market. I want it to be the best, far ahead of its competitors. Those are all realistic objectives you can set yourself. See what I did there? I took all the characteristics of the dream stocks, but I like calmed it down, mellowed it down, made it more realistic. See what I did there? To such a stage that they are actually achievable in real stocks that you can look for. It's important to set yourself some realistic standards. It's your favorite YouTuber, guys, Dami Solari. I talk about stock market investments, property investment, financial management too, giving you guys that consistent content, you know. Before you guys can go about doing whatever you want to do for the rest of the day, say it with me. What? Like, subscribe, and share, people. DS Learning Finance. Whoa. Bye, guys.
Whoa.